Before Jackie Chan became a global action legend, he was just a boy, beaten daily, rejected by the industry, and told he would never, ever make it in the movies. This is the true story they don't usually tell you. The story of how a man who was told he was nothing became a hero to millions. It starts in Hong Kong, April 7, 1954. Jackie Chan was born to parents so poor they had to work as servants just to get by. When Jackie was only 7 years old, they made a decision that would change his life forever. They sent him to the China Drama Academy, a Peking opera school run by the notoriously strict master Yu Jimyuan. Now, this was no ordinary school. Forget about math class or recess. Jackie's day started before sunrise and ended long after sunset, with up to 19 hours of grueling, nonstop training. He learned martial arts, acrobatics, and how to sing and act. But the lessons were brutal. If he made a mistake, he was beaten with a cane. If he cried from the pain, he was beaten even more. There was no comfort, no childhood, no freedom. It was, in his own words, a life that felt like a punishment. But hidden within that pain, something incredible was being forged. Jackie was learning discipline. He was building an impossible tolerance for pain. He was mastering skills that would one day not just make him famous, but literally save his life. He learned to turn his suffering into a performance. Years later, when he broke into the film industry, this became his signature. But just as he was starting to find his footing, Jackie Chan faced his next great challenge. In the early 1970s, the Hong Kong film industry was dominated by one name, Bruce Lee. Jackie actually worked as a stuntman in some of Bruce Lee's most famous films, including the legendary Enter the Dragon. He even got hit by Bruce Lee on screen. Then, in 1973, tragedy struck. Bruce Lee died suddenly, leaving a massive void in the world of martial arts cinema. The studios scrambled, desperate to find the next Bruce Lee. And their eyes fell on a young, athletic, and talented stuntman named Jackie Chan. It seemed like his big break. But there was a huge problem. Jackie Chan was not Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a serious, intense, and almost mythical figure on screen. His movements were precise, powerful, and deadly. Jackie, on the other hand, was naturally goofy, expressive, and approachable. The producers didn't care. They tried to force him into the Bruce Lee mold. They gave him serious, aggressive roles, had him mimic Bruce's signature yells, and put him in films that were pale imitations of the master's work. The result? Disaster. Audiences completely rejected him. His early movies were massive box office failures. Critics mocked him, calling him a cheap copy. Studios that had once been desperate to sign him started to drop him. By 1976, Jackie Chan was considered box office poison. He was undeniably talented, but he was trapped, suffocating inside the wrong identity. It seemed his career was over before it had even begun. Then, in 1978, everything changed. After years of failure and frustration, a director finally decided to take a risk. He allowed Jackie to do something revolutionary, something no one had let him do before. Be himself. Be funny. That year, he starred in 2 films that would redefine martial arts movies forever: Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master. Instead of copying Bruce Lee, Jackie did the exact opposite. He blended breathtaking kung fu with slapstick comedy. Every fall you see on screen, every hit he takes, it was all real. There were no stunt doubles for Jackie Chan. No shortcuts. He insisted on doing everything himself, pushing his body to the absolute limit. And the cost was brutal. Over his career, Jackie Chan has broken his skull, crushed his spine, shattered his ankle, and dislocated his pelvis. He's lost hearing in one ear. Doctors repeatedly warned him, telling him one more accident could paralyze him for life. But did he stop? No. Jackie just kept going. There's a famous story from the set of one of his movies. He was doing a stunt that required him to jump from a castle wall to a tree branch. He missed the jump and fell, cracking his skull open. But after emergency surgery, Jackie went right back to filming. A piece of bone actually pierced his brain, and blood started pouring from his ear. Most people would have retired right then and there. Why? Why would anyone put themselves through that? The answer is simple. Jackie wasn't chasing fame or money. He was chasing something far more valuable: respect. He wanted to prove to the world, and to himself, that the little boy who was beaten and told he was worthless could become somebody. Slowly but surely, the world started to notice. Audiences had never seen anything like it. They would laugh at his comedic timing one second, and then gasp in shock at the death-defying stunts the next. They believed in him because what they were seeing on screen felt so incredibly real. And it was. He wasn't an invincible hero. He was clumsy. He got hurt. He showed pain. And he often won by accident. He wasn't playing a character anymore. He was just being Jackie. The result was explosive. The films were massive, runaway hits all across Asia. Audiences adored this new style. Jackie Chan hadn't just found success. He had invented a brand new genre, the kung fu comedy. Throughout the 1980s, he built on this success with films like Police Story, where he pushed the boundaries of action and stunt work to unbelievable levels. He was sliding down poles covered in exploding lights, jumping onto moving buses, and risking his life in every frame. He became the biggest action star in Asia, a true phenomenon. Yet, Hollywood remained oblivious. They still saw him as a niche foreign actor. It wasn't until 1998, with the release of Rush Hour, that the rest of the world finally caught on. At the age of 44, an age when many action stars are thinking about retirement, Jackie Chan finally became a global icon. The boy who was told he'd never make it was now one of the most famous people on the planet. So what's the lesson here? Jackie Chan's incredible life story proves one powerful, undeniable truth. Failure isn't the problem. Losing yourself is. He failed, and failed miserably, when he tried to be someone else. He tried to be the next Bruce Lee, and the world rejected him. He only found success, real, lasting success, when he stopped trying to fit in and embraced the one thing that made him different, himself. Today, Jackie Chan is one of the highest-grossing actors in history. He's a symbol of discipline, resilience, and breathtaking originality. His story is proof that your uniqueness, the very thing that people might not understand at first, is your greatest weapon. Jackie Chan didn't win by being the strongest or the toughest. He won by being different and by simply refusing to quit. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories that teach real-life lessons. We'll see you in the next one.